I'm going to tie a CDC Olive pattern. And this is based on a pattern by John Tyzack, who has the 6 occasions been the English National Rivers Champion. So I think that's recommendation enough. First thing I'm going to do is tie in a couple of CDC Olive feathers. And for this, I'm using dun feathers. When I tie them in, I want them about shank length. Just check there's enough room in the front. I think there's plenty. Good. Okay, trim off the excess. Try and trim it off at an angle. What I'm looking for, especially when I put in the tail feathers, is a nice smooth base to wrap my turkey quill on. For the tail, I'm going to use Coq de Leon feathers. And again, I'm looking at about a shank length. Hook I'm using is a Camasan 401. And the thread, as you can see, is a primrose thread in a sheer 14/0. Good. Okay. Put my way down again. Underneath the tail. Once over, and that puts me in a lovely position to tie my turkey bite quill. For this, I'm using a brown olive. This is one of a series of flies I like to tie, which I think of as quick and effective ties. You can almost guarantee with me, if I'm on the river and I've spent 30 minutes on tying a fly, well, I've lost it in a tree within the first 5 minutes of fishing. But these, to use an old Bob Wyatt term, I think of as trout ammo. You can quickly tie them and they'll normally last you all day. For an added bit of resilience, I'm just going to put on a bit of varnish. Okay, now I'm going to wrap on the quill. I like to think, having a base of primrose thread, that if any of the threads does show through when I'm doing this, then it adds a bit of contrast and it certainly doesn't matter. I like the quills because they give a nice segmented effect. Trim off. Okay, now I'm going to put in a thorax, and what I want from my thorax is a nice spiky hair. So I'm going to be using a favourite of mine, which is a Swiss Argentinian hair. I'm going to be using the olive. When I dub, I like to use a split thread method. always a good idea to turn the hook and the vise when you're spinning the thread, just to make sure it doesn't collide with the hook point. Obviously, you don't need a lot of dubbing. So remember, spin it anti-clockwise to flatten the thread, and then to tighten it up, you spin it clockwise. Good. Okay, just tidy it up a little bit. A couple of times behind, and now a couple of times in front. When I put the varnish on, I put my varnish on the thread, because if you're going to do that, it's very important, especially if you're using a whip finish tool, to inspect the whip finish tool before and after, just to make sure none dries on it. Otherwise, it could end up damaging your thread. Just build up a little head. There you go. As you can see, that took no time at all. And with it, you get a very buggy looking olive. And I can almost guarantee it's going to catch a fish. I've certainly caught my fair share with this pattern. Really nice pattern. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.